Today's invocation will be given by Chuck Cantrell, who is a community leader, and Councilmember Jimenez will tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. We're glad to welcome Chuck Cantrell. He's going to be doing the invocation. Chuck is a native of St. Louis, Missouri. He has emerged as a prominent figure in community advocacy and leadership. Currently residing in San Jose, Chuck serves as a planning commissioner for the city of San Jose and the development director for the San Jose Conservation Corps and the board president for Keep Coyote Creek Beautiful. And if that wasn't enough, the Gardner Neighborhood Association doing work there where he channels his love for the community, equity, and social justice. Raised in the challenging environment of the housing projects of St. Louis, Chuck's upbringing instilled in him a profound empathy for marginalized communities and his relentless drive to enact positive change. After completing his education in economics at St. Louis University, he embarked on a journey that would lead him to San Jose, the community he loves and calls home. Now, despite the challenges he faced along the way, Chuck remained steadfast in his belief that positive change is not only possible, but imperative. Through his tireless efforts and unwavering commitment to equity, he continues to inspire others to join him in the ongoing pursuit of a more just society. And Chuck will tell us more. Welcome, Chuck. Actually, there's a video.
Hi, I'm Chuck Cantrell. I'm a father, a son, a husband, and an economist. I spent most of my career helping large corporations pivot, change, and maximize profitability. But my real passion has been economics and the study of how these systems impact the lives of all of us. Along the way, I found some data that frankly scared me, and I think it might scare you too. Let's take a look at Santa Clara County. Let's look at its growth rate. It looks pretty healthy. It looks like a normal growing community that year over year builds. But let's take a step back. Let's look at African Americans within this very same community. We'll see growth until 1990, at which point the actual number, the real number of population begins to take a significant decline, a decline from which we will never recover. For the last 30 years, we have continued this slide down to the point where now African Americans represent less than 3% of the population of Santa Clara County. While at the same time, we see growth for African Americans in a different community. When you look at the percentage of African Americans within our unhoused community, we actually represent 18% in Santa Clara Valley. While at the same time, we represent less than 3% of the general population. If you look a little further, you'll find that the mortality rates in the unhoused community can reach as much as 20%. While African Americans overrepresent significantly in that population, we necessarily overrepresent in the population of the souls that perish on our streets. So as you might think that African Americans are leaving Santa Clara County because of the suppressed income, because of obviously the housing costs, you're mistaken. We're not leaving. We're literally dying to stay here. Thank you, Councilmember Jimenez, for inviting me to speak today and give the invocation. Thank you for council members as well. I appreciate your time. The structures that hinder us, the barriers that stand in our way are not built by accident. They are erected intentionally, designed to block Black and brown people from the success enjoyed by others. And while the architects of this structure may have long ago passed, Their legacy remains, casting a shadow over all of us. Redlining, a practice that systematically denied housing and economic opportunities to Black and brown communities, has had a profound and lasting impact on our lives. It is often ignored, swept under the rug as if it never happened. It's like its creator of this hateful system willed it from our consciousness, leaving in place the systems to do their work while no one is really watching. We can no longer ignore the thick red line that divides our communities, the line that creates the haves and those that will go without in our education systems, the line between a living wage and a menial wage, the line between life and death. For some of you, you might sometimes look away. For us, our survival dictates a sharpened vision. We know that we must see this hideous creature and fight it. We know that our lives in this valley depend on winning this battle, and that it must be fought with our allies beside us. We know the words of this creature and how they live in the unwillingness of the hearts and minds to change. No, not in my backyard is the language of the artifacts of the insidious beast of redlining refusing to relent. While we claim diversity important, we engage in an apartheid of our communities. We build walls with language, and we separate ourselves from the perceived threat of the very thing that we declare essential. When you watch the entire video, of which I presented a short piece of, I presented a portion of this today, and you will learn the Black folks' days in this valley are numbered, and we will soon disappear. You will learn how the structures of our employment systems leads to the gross disparity in our incomes, and how the structures of our housing systems have led us to the streets en masse. You will see how the holes in the safety net meant to catch our unhoused has led to the perishing of their Black souls in our streets, our doorways, and our streams. As you plan another storm of budget deficits, I want you to look closely at who you let go first. This is nothing new to us, but it will be new to you to discover it for yourselves. If you look, you will see. Will you reflect fairly on the value of our labor, our humanity, and our right to exist in this community? Or will you fall back on the comfort of your self-protection, better them than thee? I stand here a voice echoing the cries of injustice that stain our collective conscience. Together, we must rise to tear down these barriers. I stand before you today, asking you to be counted. I invite you to stand beside me, to begin a fight for justice that has far too long been put aside. Let's not be lulled into complacency by this perception of our triumphs. Let us ensure that every heart beats with the rhythm of opportunity. Together, united, we can sculpt a tomorrow where dreams know no bounds, and the bonds of our communities are unbreakable. Stand with me. Work with us. The glory of a united people is that they are not easily divided. They are bound to one another, sharing their strength and multiplying their momentum forward. Please join us.
Thank you so much, Chuck, for those words, and I'm sure we all look forward to seeing the video. Appreciate your presence here today. Thank you.
Thank you.